my few short minutes that I have with you this morning, I want to start first with my business case for diversity. Now, the reason I want to talk about the business case first is that I find it interesting that 30 years into this conversation in corporate America around diversity, I still hear people say, we have to prove the business case for diversity. We have to make sure that we talk about the business case for diversity. And I'm there scratching my head because it's pretty obvious in my mind, and if it's never been obvious before, it certainly is obvious now, because there is not one industry that is not competing today around innovation. Not one. I challenge you to think about it. So, if you will agree with me that we are all competing around innovation, here's your business case. You need a lot of ideas in order to get to that one innovative idea that will allow you to obtain and retain a leadership position in your industry. So, innovation born from ideas. Well, if you need a lot of ideas in the room, you need a lot of perspectives in the room, because ideas are born from perspectives. And if you need a lot of perspectives in the room, you need a lot of experiences in the room, because perspectives are born from experiences. And if you need a lot of experiences in the room, you need a lot of different people in the room, because experiences are born from people. So you must start with a lot of different people in the room in order to get to that one idea that will allow you to innovate and obtain and retain a leadership position. That is your business case for diversity.
Hey Wealth Builders, it's Akiva. Welcome back to The Bemused. And right now, as you can see, we're on a train. And I'm with Leah, my coworker. And we are on our way to New York right now because we're heading to the CFP Board Diversity Summit in the morning. More details on that later. You guys have no idea what the CFP Board is. You guys have no idea what a CFP is, but I'm going to explain all that later on in the vlog. Just thought I'd show you guys what's going on.
For those of you who do not know CFP Board, we are the professional body that sets standards for financial planning and the administrator of the CFP certification program. We do all of this to benefit the public, and so that the public has access to competent and ethical financial planning advice. We currently have over 82,000 CFP professionals here in the United States.
All right, guys, so what is a CFP? So CFP stands for Certified Financial Planner, and the CFP is kind of like the gold star certification for the field of financial planning. So just like you'd expect an accountant to have a CPA, you'd expect any well-known, competent financial planner to have their CFP certification. So yesterday we took to Instagram and asked you guys in a poll whether or not you knew what a certified financial planner was. And so not many of you took the poll, but those of you who did, it was a very mixed reaction. So literally half of you guys said you did know and half said you did not know what a certified financial planner was. So I'm here to tell you all about it. And if you don't follow us on Instagram yet, I will link it somewhere on the screen. Follow us at The Bemused. Now, what does a financial planner actually do? And there's a lot of misconceptions out there. If you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that I work as a financial planner and I'm currently pursuing my CFP certification. In fact, I'm taking the exam next week, so pray church. Financial planning is one of those fields where it's pretty dynamic. There's a lot of different tracks and career paths you can go down as a financial planner. A lot of people just think that financial planning is all about sales and product and selling insurance and investments and things like that, but that is not what financial planning truly is. A personal financial planner helps people achieve their goals in life using financial tools. Some of these goals can include taking a big trip, saving up for a house, retirement, saving for college. Whatever goals you have in life, financial planners help teach you and educate you and advise you on the proper tools that you can use and the way to manage your money in order for you to reach those goals that you want to achieve in life. Financial planners have to be knowledgeable and competent in a lot of different areas, from retirement to taxation to college planning. We need to know a lot of different things in order to help you make the most of your financial life and make the best decisions. And that's why it's super important to make sure that when you work with the financial planner, when you become a financial planner, you have as much knowledge and credible experience as possible. And a great way to do that is by becoming a certified financial planner.
We formed the center to address 3 systemic issues in the profession. The first is the need for more women and more people of color, the need to create pathways into the profession for the next generation of financial planners, and the dire need for more faculty to teach and lead our programs so that we're generating the next generation of financial planners. Today we're focused on just one of those areas, and that is the significant shortage of Black and Latino financial planners. Our challenge is underscored by our own data. Less than 3.5% of CFP professionals in the United States as of 2017 were Black and Latino. Obviously, this is significantly less than the representation of Blacks and Latinos in the US population, which stands at 13 and 17.8% respectively. This is a systemic problem that cannot be solved by any one organization, any one firm, any one academic institution, or any one individual alone. It requires all of us who have a stake in delivering competent and ethical advice to our nation's consumers to become engaged, to identify solutions, and to take action.
So why did I, as a part of the less than 3.5% of Blacks and Latinos who hold the CFP certification, decide to go into this field? It all really started when I decided I wanted to go to college, and by going through the whole financial aid process, realizing how much I really didn't know about money. And so that's what created that spark for me right there. I always knew I wanted to do business going into college, but I didn't really know exactly what sector. And through that experience, I did a lot of research. Google was my best friend, and that's how I discovered the career of financial advising and financial planning, and realizing, hey, this is something I really am passionate about, and I think that I could do. Now, what makes financial planning such a great career, and why should you consider a career in financial planning? First of all, financial planning is a helping profession. There are lots of other helping professions out there, like in the medical field, like nursing, like psychology, like social work, education. There's a lot of helping fields out there, and financial planning is just another one of them. And that's what I really love about the profession. And also, while you're helping people, you're also challenging yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, financial planners have to know a lot of things about a lot of things. There's so much breadth to the industry and to what you need to know to be a really great financial planner that you're constantly challenging yourself, especially in the face of constantly changing regulations. We just had a massive change in our tax law this year. So things like that we always have to be abreast of. And so it's always a good challenge. Thirdly, there is good income potential in financial planning. There's so many paths you can go down. You can either work for yourself, you can work for an established financial planning firm, you can do freelance work. There's just so many paths you can choose in financial planning. There's so many different ways you can structure your employment setup, your freelance setup, your solopreneur setup, that, you know, the possibilities are really limitless. The field of financial planning is a really nice blend of technical and people skills, because as much as you need to know the technicalities and the tax law and, you know, the rules and regulations, is just as much as you need to have those soft skills and communication skills with your clients. It's really crazy how your clients come to you in the face of hard times. Even if it has nothing to do with their finances, what I've come to realize is that clients will call you. You'd be the first person that they call when stuff hits the fan. Trust me, there are a lot of things that I never thought I would be doing as a financial planner that I've ended up doing, and it's just crazy the breadth of things that you can come across in this field. A lot of people like to say being a financial planner is part planning and part therapist. And honestly, that's so true. And that is why, even if you don't come from a business undergrad, maybe you came from a psych background or social work background or education background, like even a technology background, there's so many opportunities even within fintech that it's crazy. Any one of those backgrounds gives you a leg up when you enter the field of financial planning. As part of its diversity initiative, the CFP board has also created a series of videos highlighting minorities that are certified financial planners, and so I'll link to some of those videos in the description box below if you want to learn more about what a day in the life of a financial planner is actually like and to see what it's like to be a minority in the industry. So why are minorities, and Blacks and Latinos in particular, so hesitant to enter the field of financial planning? We gained a little bit more insight later on in the day at the Diversity Summit, so take a look.
Root causes emerge as contributing to this issue. One has to do with economic inequality for people of color, as well as cultural norms. Now we're going to see that though that general issue results in a couple of things: lack of confidence on the part of people of color trying to enter the profession, lack of confidence in their A, financial skills, and B, in their ability to fit in to this profession. And that's the second one, fear of not fitting into a profession that is predominantly white male. Pay structure panic, and all of which leads to the profession simply not being on the radar for prospects who could potentially join the profession.
So how does one become a certified financial planner? And I'm gonna drop a bunch of links in the description below, so just go down there to find loads of information about the profession, about how to become a CFP. But in a nutshell, you have to go through this training program essentially that covers a lot of the domains and areas that we work with. So you'll take classes in estate planning, in the general principles of financial planning, retirement, taxation, investments, things like that. There are lots of CFP board registered programs out there. As you guys know, I graduated with my master's in financial planning back in May, and if you haven't seen our vlog from graduation, you can go check that out too. But by doing my master's in financial planning, that satisfied the educational requirements for me to become a certified financial planner. And so the only other requirements they call it the 4 E's. So there's the education, which I've completed. Then there's the exam, which, like I said, I'm taking in a couple of weeks that I have to pass. It's a 6-hour exam, comprehensive exam covering all those areas that I just mentioned. Then there's ethics. There's definitely an ethics requirement to being a certified financial planner, basically saying that you act in the best interest of your client always. And then there is the experience requirement. And the experience requirement varies. It can be 2 years or 3 years, depending on the type of experience that you have. And so that is the portion that I'm currently working on, the last little piece after I pass the exam to become certified as a financial planner. So that's how it all goes in a nutshell, but like I said, I will definitely leave links in the description box below where you can learn a lot more about the profession. So all in all, I want to appeal to you, the viewers of the Bemused, to at least consider a career in financial planning. It's a really rewarding career. I love it, and hopefully I'll get more of you guys to love it as well. And if it wasn't on your radar before, now it is. As you guys heard, this diversity thing in this profession is an epidemic. Trust me, I know. I'm currently the only Black person at my firm of 80 plus people. So that should tell you something. But we are working very intentionally to change that, which is great. And so we need people like you, my students, my recent college graduates, especially those of you who are minorities, who identify as minorities. We need you guys in the profession. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. If you have any questions about the field, about anything to do with financial planning, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.